on Dreamweaver at Snowshoe, and my bike is rattling like crazy, sorry. Anyway, I was gonna talk about how being honest in videos is kind of funny. So recently we did that Lee and Lee 11 Dynamic XL review, and we were like, you know, so honestly we built our bench for airflow testing and not open loop. And you know, this is kind of meant for open loop, so it's not the most representative review, but you can still learn about airflow, because whether it's got a radiator or not, air's still got to come in through the case, and you can still spend like 15 minutes reviewing the build quality of the case, which is probably the most important, honestly. And being forthcoming about that stuff's always funny, because we do it because we don't want people to I don't know, feel like it wasn't mentioned, or people who are inexperienced with reviews to look at it for the wrong reason. And there's always some downside to mentioning that stuff, because there's always multiple someone's, sorry about my bike rattle, I gotta fix it. It's the rear shock, needs to be rebuilt. Anyway, there's always multiple people who will take that information and use it in the comments to attack us on what we're doing, which is super weird, because actually we've tested this, and when we don't mention stuff like that, no one notices. So it's like getting punished for being forthcoming about testing, to the extent where it's like, man, we shouldn't even tell you guys when there's a shortcoming, because instead of like being like, oh yeah, that's good information, I'll keep that in mind while I watch the rest, like, let's attack the entirety of this review now. So they say like the whole thing's useless. Don't even pay attention to the build section. I don't know. It's stupid. Comments are a plague on the internet. It's bad for science, but can't turn them off for a few reasons. One, YouTube would kill us in the rankings. Two, it looks bad. Three, a lot of the commenters are actually pretty great, and I like building that community. So I guess just keep that in mind, where it's like, we mention a shortcoming because we want people to know it's not perfect. Because no test is ever perfect, ever. And yeah, the downside is just that people, I guess, don't realize they're imperfect until they're told. And then when they're told, instead of thinking and going, oh, you know what? Actually, none of these are perfect. They just assume only that one is imperfect. And so the end result is like, we also want to be less revealing on the shortcomings because we're punished for it. But you know, part of science is that you reveal those things so everyone's on the same page. So it's really dumb. Anyway, doing another run, but I'm going to transition it to a technical trail, so we'll get some new scenery. I took my bike to the shop here, and they couldn't find the rattle. We checked every single bolt, and then I even went through the pain in the ass of taping up my cables. It took me like 15 minutes and thought it was cable chatter, but nope. He said, well, I need rear shock service. So, guess we'll do that. Well, it's kind of wet today. I'm gonna skip some of the features. All that, it rained for 6 hours yesterday. So that's like a teeter-totter seesaw thing, which is really cool. Oh, fuck. Oh. My plan was to talk while going down this. Oh no. Oh. Oh. So slippery. Holy shit, it's slippery. My foot's sliding. That was disappointing. Should have been, I did that yesterday. Hurt my ankle a bit, but I'm okay. Oh, that was muddy. So to be really clear here, none of this is to say that we don't welcome criticism. We actually, some of our biggest improvements of all time have been from paying attention to criticism. It's all about how you phrase it, for one, and about, you know, like, when it's someone who genuinely knows more than us, which there's a lot of you out there in different fields, obviously, we're happy to listen. I learned a lot about thermals from listening to people who presented their arguments in, like, not even arguments. They were just like, hey, just so you know, actually you can't do it this way. You have to do it such and such way. Here's why. Explain it. They don't act aggressive or hostile or contrarian or like a Redditor. They're just pointing out the fact of things in a friendly way, which always gets us to pay attention. But when you can tell based on a comment, I can, that someone wouldn't have said anything if we didn't first say, here's a flaw. That's when it's really annoying, and they're just being an idiot to be an idiot. Skyline now. This is where I crashed in that one video. This one right here. Yep, went over. Yeah, so I don't know, comments are great and terrible. Whoa, foot came off. Terrible is that people who don't consume the content properly, like entirely or at all, comment based on the title or what they think they know or whatever, and then other people are influenced by those comments that's posted by people who talk with such assurance and authority that people trust them, because like, oh, you're challenging the content creator, you're right. And we don't have a great way to respond, because if I reply to them, it looks like I'm punching down, and that's bad. the good side is, I'm not gonna put the effort in for that one. The good side is really good community building. More often than not, I would say I don't learn anything from comments, but when I do learn stuff, it's actually really important. And commenters can keep a better ear to the ground on a lot of hot topics than we can, because we're so in the trenches that it's like I just might not even know if there's some big story going on, because I might be busy doing testing on other stuff. Shouldn't have brake checks it. Alright, anyway, the comments are great and terrible at the same time. It's like Schrodinger's comment. Feels like the rear shock isn't even working. I know it's actuating, but something is very not right. I mean, all the bolts are good. But all that rattle is not good. That's not normal. And I hate comments at the same time, and when I hate them, I really hate them. And it's normally because they're grossly spreading misinformation, and because everything works on upvotes and downvotes, anything contrarian gets the upvote. Anyway, the positive side is that I learn a lot from people who actually know what the fuck they're talking about, and then people who don't know what they talk about are really easy to identify. Subscribe for more of this.